my review of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders episode 25, or in this case, season 2, episode 1. It is so good to have Jojo back on Fridays, isn't it? In this episode, we get the introduction of the 6th and final stand user that has joined Jotaro and the others into the group, and one of the 9 stand users that Dio still has here in Egypt. But before we get to the episode itself, let's talk about the new opening and end. Now, the opening is called Sonochi no Kyoke, End of the World, and it is sung by Tommy, Koda, and Jin. Those 3 singers were the ones that sang the first 3 openings of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime, and when I heard they were collaborating for the 4th opening, I got really excited. And honestly, I think the opening is good. Now, don't ask me like which one's my favorite, because personally I like all of them, but I think the song will definitely grow on you if you listen to it a couple more times, but there are definitely several parts in the song that are really, really good. As for the opening sequence, the animation in it was really good. They put so much effort into that opening, and it doesn't really kind of spoil too much into the climax of the series, but it does foreshadow several things on what's to come into the climax. Now, the ending is actually chosen by Hirohiko Araki himself, from what I've heard. He's the manga creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It is called Last Train Home by Pat Metheny. The song itself, honestly, I like it. And I was not expecting this to be the new ending, but it was very nice and calm and smooth. And for some reason, it made me sad. I don't know why, but I feel like when shit's about to happen, some very sad stuff's gonna happen. And I listen to this, the feels are definitely gonna hit real hard. Maybe even harder when the journey comes to a close. In the ending sequence, you get to see all the 6 characters actually just relaxing, traveling through Egypt, I guess having a time to bond, which is actually pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. With that being said, let's get on right to the episode. The episode picks off right where it left off in the previous episode of season 1. They stopped at the desert to meet a couple of pilots from the Speedwagon Foundation who are dropping off the 6th stand user. He's going to be their backup and help them out once they get to Dio in Cairo. The 6th stand user, by the way, happens to be a dog named Iggy. Now, my first impression on Iggy, I started to like him. He was starting to grow on me, but only because of the comedy that was happening. I mean, Polnareff being Polnareff, unfortunately did not heed Abdul's warning saying that he could not beat him. He gets attacked by Iggy, and Iggy was chewing and tearing off pieces of Polnareff's hair. Poor guy, but it was kind of funny. Now, this episode, we actually get a sneak peek of Iggy's stand at the Fool, when he gets attacked by Polnareff's silver chariot. His stand is basically, from what I can describe, it's a robotic dog with wheels on its back legs with a Native American headdress. This stand is made out of sand. So Iggy has the ability to control sand, which, considering they're in Egypt, that's probably going to come in handy later on. But it was revealed that Iggy does not get along with humans. He has a bit of a bad personality from what has been shown. But you know what? I kind of like Iggy in a way. I don't like him a lot at the moment, but I know Iggy might grow on to me later on. But I started liking him more when he was just chasing Polnareff. Poor guy cannot catch a break, but it was still pretty funny. Now, the pilots actually came to drop off not only the stand user, but also a couple of supplies and a new camera for Joseph's Hermit Purple, to which Joseph decides to take a picture of the whole group together, which was actually very nice. And the photo was actually shown in the ending. Not only that, but they've also informed them on Holly's condition. It's taken a turn for the worse, and she's got 2 weeks left. Not only that, but they've also informed them of the 9 stand users that were teased in the final episode of the previous season. They were actually very surprised, considering that they thought that Whole Horse was the only one left, and the only one left from the tarot cards is the World. Gee, I wonder whose stand that might be. But honestly, that's not really a surprise. Obviously, there's going to be more stand users whose stands are going to be named after other stuff aside from tarot cards. And also, Dio is not stupid enough to send all of his minions out to kill Jotaro and the others. He's obviously going to keep a couple more of his loyal servants with him. The pilots leave, and Jotaro and the others drive off into the desert. By the way, Iggy has a favorite treat that will help the group get him to calm down. It's called coffee flavored chewing gum. There's a scene where Iggy goes after the gum, but he takes the whole box and eats it, which I thought was pretty funny. Iggy has also shown that he has a great sense of smell. I mean, he is a dog after all, which he was able to smell one of the 9 stand users. His name is Endel, and he was actually the blind guy that was shown in the preview. His stand, I guess his stand's name was actually in the title. It was called Geb, and he is the water stand user, which was also teased in the previous episode. But even though he's blind, he also has a heightened sense of hearing, which he does use to move his stand Geb from one place to another by detecting the sound. I think he also uses that by using that cane that he has with him to hear the sounds that Geb hears, I guess. Anyway, back with the group, while they were driving, there's a scene where Iggy takes the whole seat, and Kakyoin, Polnareff, and Abdul have to take the very back, which kind of really sucks for them. But then again, this is Iggy, so yeah. But they come to an abrupt halt as they notice the helicopter on the ground, and apparently it crashed, killing one of the pilots. And we see his dead corpse, and his fingernails were nearly coming off because he was clawing at the wall of the helicopter. But there was also large amounts of water in his mouth. In fact, it probably reached all of his lungs. So he drowned in the middle of the desert, which obviously had something to do with Geb. But then again, I do question where the hell that water came from. That's for sure. I mean, there was a fish in that water. I mean, what the hell? However, the second pilot actually was still alive. Well, barely. He wasn't looking so good. The only word he said was mizu, which it means water in Japanese. But he wasn't asking for water, which unfortunately that's what Joseph assumed. No, he was actually warning them that the water was the one that attacked them, but it was too late as a claw made out of water grabs onto the pilot's face, tears his freaking head off, and squeezes the head right through the tiny opening of the canteen. Holy shit. The group actually scattered. Jotaro tries to find the stand user Endel to no avail, also using a Star Platinum, by the way. Kakyoin, he tried to get Polnareff to attack the canteen with Silver Cherry, but obviously that's not gonna work. I don't think Silver Cherry was capable against Geb. So Polnareff suggests that Kakyoin should attack him using Emerald Splash, Hierophant Green, which makes kind of sense because Hierophant Green is a long distance stand. But then again, I don't know what Hierophant Green could do against a water stand either. But he didn't want to attack, so he tried to make Polnareff do it. It's kind of a dick move, if you ask me. The water actually came out of the canteen while they were like arguing. It got to them, and then the water claw appeared, and then scratched Kakyoin's eyes. Yeah. Polnareff panics, and it looked like the Geb was going to attack him, but the watch from the pilot's corpse actually goes off, and it attacked the watch. They were able to figure out that the stand uses sound to detect everyone. Polnareff tries to get himself and Kakyoin to the car, but his leg gets sliced by Geb because it was really fast, but Joseph uses Hermit Purple to grab onto them and get them into the car. Kakyoin's condition, well, since he was scratched in the eyes, there was a chance that he's going blind, but they can't move considering that the stand uses sound. And as for Iggy, this whole time he was sleeping. Yeah, he was sleeping this whole time. But with his sense of smell, he was able to detect probably the stand and what it was going to do, so he got out of the car before the stand made its move, which was to sink the car and slice the tires. I can't believe the only one who noticed this, but when Jotaro was hanging by his one hand, he had his other hand in his pocket. Even in this situation he's in, whether this is like life or death, he's trying to act all like cool and just chilling. Polnareff tries to ask Iggy for help, but Iggy doesn't give a damn, really. It seems that Iggy kind of cares more about himself. He doesn't like want to help them out. I mean, from what I've heard, Iggy does not get along well with humans. That's kind of something that I don't like about Iggy, but I know maybe in due time he'll help out the group later on, and maybe, well, Iggy will definitely grow on me even more. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Iggy so far, just not as much as I probably should have. And I know many people really like Iggy, but I hope I will get to like him a bit more. The group start to crash into the sand because the car was about to land onto the sand as well, and that is where the episode ended. I hate cliffhanger endings, god damn it. But yeah, that is the episode, and overall, I think the episode was, it was a pretty good start. Animation was pretty good so far. Again, voice acting, once again, was pretty good as always. I thought they were gonna get, Shigeru Chiba, who voiced Iggy in All-Star Battle, but no, instead, the voice actor that they chose, for Iggy is, Misato Fukue. But some of you might know her as Eve from Black Cat, Nono from Blood Sea, Yin from Darker Than Black, and oh, Alicia Hughes, Maze Hughes' daughter from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Oh, also she's going to voice Chibiusa, aka Sailor Mini-Moon, in the new season of Sailor Moon Crystal. I think so far she's doing a pretty decent job as Iggy. Now, the voice actor for Endel is Kentaro Ito. He's best known for his roles as Choji Akimichi from Naruto Shippuden, Renji Abare from Bleach, and Kazuichi Banjo from Tokyo Ghoul. Soundtrack also again was pretty good, and once again it was another pretty good adaptation to the Stardust Crusaders manga. The preview for the next episode is going to be part 2 of Iggy and Endel, which will be the conclusion of the two-parter. And from what is being shown, it seems that Abdul got hurt pretty badly by Gab, I'm assuming, and Jotaro is probably going to be the one that's going to take on Endel and Gab. Not only that, but we also get to see what looks like the Fool was able to glide, and this was kind of weird. We see Iggy flying through the air, spinning around. Like, I don't know what's up with that, but something really interesting is obviously going to happen in next week's episode, which I'm definitely looking forward to it. And overall, pretty good episode, pretty good start to the new season of Stardust Crusaders, and it's so great to have Jojo back. If you want to check out the episode yourself, it is out on Crunchyroll, so I'll leave a link in the description down below. So then tell me guys, what are your thoughts so far on this episode of Stardust Crusaders? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts so far on Iggy and Endel and his stand, Geb, the water stand? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it, and subscribe to more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Stardust Crusaders episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see more JoJo. I'm going to respond to my 7, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.